Hey, my name's Andrew, and today we are comparing two awesome lenses for the Canon M mount system, the 22mm pancake lens and the Sigma 30mm lens. These are both really great lenses, so rest assured whichever one you pick, it's going to be a great lens, but which one makes more sense for you? That's what we're covering in today's video. So later in the video, I'm going to show some sample photos and videos comparing the two, but right now let's just talk about the specs. So the first comparison I want to do is price. Now, prices are always changing, there's always sales and stuff like that, so these are, what the prices are when I'm making this video, so hopefully they're on sale when you're looking them up. Links will be in the description, by the way. But the first one is the 22mm lens, and that is coming in at $249. The Sigma 30mm lens is coming in at about $300. So overall, the prices on these two, I would say, under $300. As far as a budget lens go, I think that's a pretty good value, especially as we're going to get into later. The quality that you're able to get from these lenses is, I think, worth that price tag. But as far as a comparison, the 22mm lens is a little bit cheaper. Depending on where you're looking, about $50 difference. All right, the second comparison is size. Now, as you could tell, the 22mm lens takes up almost no room at all, and the 30 coming in a little bit, probably I'd say 3 times the size. This still is not a huge lens, but if we're going to be making a case which one's more portable, the 22mm lens obviously wins there too. Alright, the third comparison is the aperture. The 22mm has an aperture of f2, where the Sigma 30 has an aperture of f1.4. As far as a clear winner in that category, the Sigma 30mm is a little bit better. They're both pretty decent in low light, as are most prime lenses, but to make the comparison, the Sigma is going to be doing a little better in low light, and giving you a better blurry background also with that. Alright, the next category is build quality. I would definitely give the 30mm the edge on this because I've always just loved how Sigma builds their lenses. They just feel really high quality metal and rubber, and everything about this lens screams premium quality. If I would give this a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10. The 22mm, as far as a build quality, there's not much there. I feel like the material is a little bit cheaper. Now that's just me being a little bit picky, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it maybe an 8. So they're both really well built lenses, and I would say the quality, is definitely there. They feel like they're built to last. All right, the next category, I'm gonna have to throw some sample photos up. But for my big comparison between the two, I haven't been able to get out and do too much photography. I've got a lot going on in my life, but the bit of photography that I've gone out and been able to shoot and do comparisons, I would say in comparison, they're almost indistinguishable between the two. I mean, they're both really sharp, good quality lenses, get you that good blurred background. I would say I'd probably give the edge to the Sigma as a little bit sharper, and also since it's a 30mm lens, it's going to give you a bit more of a shallower depth of field. So what that basically means is, in these comparison photos, you'll tell that the 30 has a little bit more compressed, blurry background, where the 22 is not going to have as much, but still a blurry background. Alright, in the next category of comparison, the versatility. I would say the 22mm lens is very versatile as far as where you can take it. It's a very small portable lens. The 30mm is going to be a little bit more awkward to carry around if you're putting it in a bag or something like that. To put them in a category of where they're best used for, I would say the 22mm is really ideal for travel photography since it is so small and lightweight. Street photography, it has that nice focal range for street photography, landscape also. You could do some portrait photography, but I don't feel like it is punched in enough. I feel like it's a little bit wide, and speaking of wide, it's not quite wide enough to vlog. So as far as the versatility, I don't think the 22 is more versatile than the 30. I would say in some ways the 30mm is a little bit more versatile. Where this 30mm lens is best used for, I would say it's an awesome lens for portraits. If you want to do, photography of people, I think it's a great portrait lens. You could do product photography really well with this lens. I think you could also do street photography pretty well. I have, and I think the focal range is really nice for that too. And I also, one of the reasons I got this lens is for B-roll. So it's good for, video B-roll, where it's not, super punched in, but it's not a wide angle lens, so you can be comfortably close to your subject. I think I would probably pick the 30mm over the 22 if I was going to pick one. but I also have both. So I think where this 22mm shines is if I'm going to be, traveling and I don't want to take a big lens along. You almost don't even know that this thing's there. So those are my preferences. Hopefully, listing off the specs, showing some comparison photos has helped you to decide which one makes more sense for you. And that's it for this video. If you guys have enjoyed, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comments section below. And if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing. And if you do, I'll catch you in the next video.